Any good tech deals in January? Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel. So here we go again. It's the middle of January. And I want to ask you, are there any good tech deals left in January? So in this video, I'm going to go through some Apple sales, some Apple accessory sales, some tech sales in general. It could be batteries or SSDs and stuff like that. So if you like that kind of stuff, sit back and relax, and we're going to get into the video here in a second. Now, I do videos like this from time to time because I love tech. I love finding tech. I love buying like the little gadgets and stuff. So I just go on here and I look for myself, and I figure I might as well make a video out of it, right? What's on sale right now in the middle of January? It's actually a question a lot of people want to know. So if you like this kind of stuff, let's get into it. We're going to go through, like I said, about 20 or 25 different products really quickly. I'll have links to all the stuff in the video description. Let's go. Let's start off with a low price alert on an Apple product right now. Take a look at my screen. Here's the Apple iPad mini. This is the A17 Pro chip right here. You can see it. It's basically the lowest in 30 days, but I think it is the lowest price alert right now. 20% off, usually $499, it's $399 right now. Now this is the 128 gigabyte version, you can see, but that's still a really good deal there right now. And who knows how long this is going to last. So if you're thinking about picking up the mini, this is one of the best deals I've seen. If you want a little bit more storage, they also have the other one on sale as well. This one's usually $599, but you can get it for $499. This is the same exact model, A17, but with 256 versus the 128. $499. And again, that's a low price alert on these products. So not too bad, right? Not too bad to start off the show like this. If you want to pick one up, grab one. All right, this next one I think is one of the best deals we've had so far. And let me just show you what it is, and then I'm going to explain what you need to do on this. So here it is from B&H. This is the Apple 14-inch MacBook Pro. Now this is the M3 Pro chip. So the M3 Pro, not the M4, M3. $19.99. You're going to say, why is this such a good deal? $800 right off right now on B&H. Down here, you can see why. 36 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, both huge upgrades. So you get a terabyte and 36 gigs for under $2,000. It's $800 off right now. Here's the key, though. You're going to be watching this tonight. As I'm making this video, it's only got 10 hours left. So it's only going to be good until the day I launch this video. And then it's going to go away. So you're going to come in here maybe in a couple days. You're not going to see it. But don't fret at that. Basically, what you want to do is mark that in your head and never buy the M3. If you see that, wait for that sale to come back, because it will. And don't buy anything more than that, all right? I mean, meaning like, don't buy something that's going to cost more if you want to buy this model. Wait for this to come back, because once you see the price drop and it goes away, it will be back. So I just wanted to show you, this is a really good price, $800 off right now, and I would totally pick this up. All right, let's keep going with some more Apple products. Then we're going to get into some Apple accessories. Then we're going to go through a whole bunch of different tech products in general. Here's one I think it's back. You've seen this before, but it's a good deal overall. Here's the 2022. This is the M.2 chip only, but this is the 13-inch MacBook Air right here, but 16 gigs of RAM, 256. So you get that upgraded RAM, $799. 20% off right now, usually $999. So again, it's around the low price alert for this with the 16 gigs of RAM. And if you need just a basic computer, when I say basic, it's faster than almost all the Windows systems out there. And $799 is just a killer price on this thing. So don't be turned off by the M.2 chip there. It's actually incredible. I actually have one sitting back there. It works perfectly. All right, let's keep moving here. On Amazon, this is not the best deal, but stay with me for a second. Here's the 2024. This is the M4 Mac Mini, obviously. This one's upgraded to 24 gigabytes and 512 gigabyte SSD. It's a good spec. I kind of recommend this spec for like video editors that don't do like crazy stuff. $939. So you are getting 6% off. So like, what is that? $60 off. So it's not the ton, right? But it's better than nothing. And obviously you can get it on Amazon right now. Looks like it should be delivered in about 10 days or so. So it's not like you're waiting months or anything like that. Not a bad deal there. But there's some better deals coming up here, and we'll get into that in a second. So stay with me for a second. The next one's from Micro Center, and this one's been out there for a little while, but you definitely want to look at this because this is, I would get this if you really want it. This is going to be the Apple iMac 24-inch. Now, let me just see here. It's going to be the M3, not the M1, but the M3. So, but it's not also the M4. It's only the M3. It's the standard 8 gigs, 256. So this is last year's, or I guess not even a year ago's model. But look at the price here, $849, right? And the beauty of this thing is if I get in here and I click on this is the version that's got 4 ports in the back. So this is the upgraded version, usually like $1,400, $1,399, $1,499. It's $849. Look at this, and it's new. So, I mean, it's the M3, you get a little bit less RAM, but if you're thinking about this for just basic home stuff, I mean, $849 for the upgraded model even with the 4 ports on the back, it's pretty crazy right there, and that's from Micro Center. Micro Centers are all over the United States, but sometimes you can ship them in. Sometimes you have to go visit the store. But check out the website. And if that's not enough, Micro Centers just got a couple little things here I want to show you. So over here, take a look at this. This is Micro Center too, but look at all their Mac Minis. So if you head into a Micro Center, you can also sometimes you can add them to cart, like you can see they'll ship them out to you. Sometimes you can't do that. But look in here, everything's $100 off or more. So it's $4.99 for the base one instead of $5.99. This is the best deal ever. This is the actual M4 Pro chip, so it's usually $13.99. It's $200 off right now. I haven't seen this anywhere else. $200 off right now on the Pro chip. This one over here is $100 off. This is the one I just showed you over on Amazon for like $9.49. It's $8.99 here, and it goes on and on. So definitely it's been going on for weeks now at Micro Center for the Mac Minis, so definitely check that out. And if that's not enough, they're doing the same thing for the MacBook Pros. Here it is again, Micro Center. If you scroll down here, take a look here. This is going to be the 14-inch MacBook Pro, the M4 chip here. 512, let me just see here, 24 gigs of RAM on this thing, 512 gigabyte, $17.99. So you're getting $200 off right off the bat. Same thing over here. What is this one? Let me just see here. This is the 14-inch with, 48 gigs and 1 terabyte. You're getting over $200 off, $230 off. And over here, you're getting like 300 and something bucks off. So just take a look at this page. I mean, we definitely go to Micro Center. You got to look at your locations and stuff. But all of their MacBooks are on super, super sale, and they're all incredible deals. Okay, I showed this one a couple of weeks ago. Now we're going to finally get into some other tech products. But this one's actually still one of the better deals out there, I think, personally. Here it is. This is the M4 chip. You can see here, this is going to be the MacBook Pro. Now, this is just the M4, not the M4 Pro chip. So for most people, this is perfect. But the beauty here is you get 16 gigs and a 1 terabyte SSD, so you don't have to worry about storage, $15.99. So you're basically getting the 1 terabyte for free. Everyone complains about the storage, right? But here you are, they're giving you the $200 off, so they're just basically giving you the full terabyte for free. You're not spending any more money on it. I mean, usually this would cost $15.99. Now it's $15.99 with the 1 terabyte. So definitely go for this. This is what you want to find, these kind of deals, and then you don't have to worry about spending $200 for storage because they're doing it for you. All right, this next one's kind of a pre-order, but it's kind of cool if you have an iPhone. So take a look at this over here on my screen. This is by Bitmo Lab. This is called the Gamebaby, and they actually right now only have it for the iPhone 16 Pro Max and for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But look at this case. It's only $24.99. You can pre-order early, and I'll show you that in a second. It's this case right here, but let me just show you a couple other pictures. So these are actually functioning buttons if you like to play games. So if I scroll in here, here it is in here, and I'll have a link to this in the description. I'm not affiliated with them, but you can see this thing. This is a case that basically slides over the iPhone. And right now it's on the early bird for $24.99. It's going to be coming out soon. It's going to usually be $40. But basically, look at this. It kind of goes in two pieces, but it's actually a game controller. So if you scroll down here, you can see in here where you can play. And let's just go in here. So if you download some of those ROMs and stuff that that now that they allow the emulators and stuff, you have a full kind of Nintendo, Switch type thing here, or a controller, like a Nintendo controller, and it's perfect, right? So you can play all your games and everything. And it's a case that protects your phone, and it's $24. You can't go wrong there. So I thought that was a really good deal. Overall, you just can't beat that. Okay, let's keep moving. So let's get into some hard drives now, or M.2 drives. This first one, I'm telling you, so I've talked about this many times, but now we're down to a low price alert on this one. This one's the Oracle. It's basically an M.2 drive, PCIe 4, and I have it right there. I've talked about it. Here it is over here, but this is a great deal. It's 2 terabytes right now, and it's up to 7,000 megabytes per second. Super fast, M.2, only $110 for 2 terabytes. $110 for 2 terabytes. If you look at the ratings in here, it's got a 4.6 out of 5. So I've had absolutely no issues with it. I've read the reviews. People love it. They say it's a great drive. Again, it's not going to be made by some of the big names. It's by Oracle, and they probably are working with a company somewhere in China or something. But if you want 2 terabytes that are ultra fast, and it looks like there's very little problems, and on top of all this, there's a 5% coupon. I just noticed that. 5% more off of there. So we're talking like $104, $103 for that, for 2 terabytes. That's pretty crazy. Now, if you don't trust those type of things, and you're like, I would, but if you don't, you want Samsung, I've also talked about this. This is now on a sale as well. This is going to be the Samsung 990 Evo Plus with the PLUS right there. That's actually a really good drive. And here it is right here on sale right now. 2 terabytes right here. This one gets up to 7250 megabytes per second, and it's $139.99. So 24% off though, usually $184. The other one I just talked about was actually usually $129. So the other one's actually a little bit cheaper usually. This one goes up. So, I mean, I don't know if this is totally true. I don't know if I'd spend $184, but $139 for this, I think is a fair deal there. And then you can get the 1 terabyte in here if you just want 1 terabyte for, let me just see what it is. I can actually get there, $79. That's not a bad deal. That's 27% off. You get a little bit better discount there. All right, let's keep moving. So now if you're just kind of a budget person, you need a little bit of M.2 storage that's semi-fast, but you don't care that much, right? Here we go. Silicon Power, 1 terabyte UD90. I've used this drive. I've talked about this drive. It works really well. $54.99 right now, 21% off. It is 1 full terabyte M.2 for $54, right? You can't go wrong with that. Not a bad deal. Okay, so let's change gears here. So Thunderbolt 5, obviously with the Mac Minis and stuff like that, they now have Thunderbolt 5. So if you need a good cable for it, but you don't want to spend $70 on the Apple Thunderbolt 5 cable, there's some other options. Here's one I know is pretty good. Actually, I've read all the reviews on this one. So far, so good on it though. Here's Cable Matters. This is 80 gigabit per second Thunderbolt 5 cable right here. 3.3 feet, so it's not the longest, but that's about what you're going to get. It says up to 120 gigabytes per second. Just want to make sure that's on the bandwidth. 240 watt charging. $32.99 right now. Now, it's not a huge sale. It's usually only $34, 6% off right now. But I've done some research on this, and I know this one's fairly good. This one's got a 4.7 right here out of 5. So 335 reviews. So you know it's got to be fairly good with a lot of, with limited interference and stuff like that. So that's something to check for as well. Let's keep moving. So Thunderbolt 5. Now, this one's actually not on sale. This is not a sale product, but it just came out. So if you're thinking about adding a Thunderbolt 5 external enclosure to your, let's say any of these M4 Macs that have Thunderbolt 5, here's one of the first ones that came out right here. Right here. It's called a TB5 80 gigabit per second M.2 SSD enclosure. This one's by Treblelet or whatever. I can't say that name. Trebleet. I can't say it. Anyways, you get the idea. I've heard of them before. Up to 7,000 megabytes per second. So it's just like the Thunderbolt 4 that we talk about all the time. And but this is Thunderbolt 5, so you can see it's up to that 7,000. I'm guessing you're going to probably get like 6,000, 5,000 or 6,000 somewhere in there when you put it in a really fast drive. But you can see it in here. It's all aluminum, and it comes with the cable as well. So if you actually set this up, this is the beginning of what's coming out here with Thunderbolt 5. I should get this and test it. I watched a couple videos on it. People love it. There's not many reviews. It's like only one person so far. They gave it a 5.0, so it's hard right now to tell. But this is one of the first if you want to give it a shot and you want to be one of those first people to do it. All right, so now you need a ton of storage, and you want to have like SSD storage, but obviously you looked at like 8 terabyte SSD drives. They're like $700-800 sometimes. They can get really expensive. It's sometimes better to buy 2 4 terabytes. Well, here's an option. It's if you have the money, it's way cheaper than the Mac storage. Here's 8 terabyte disk SSD here by SanDisk. It's basically up to 1,000 megabytes per second. It's $549, so it's usually $700. 21% off right now. 8 terabytes of SSD space, $549. That's pretty good, right? I mean, you can't complain with that. Let me just scroll down in here. We'll see some of the speeds people are getting in here. It is quite a bit. Like right here is over 1,000 megabytes per second for 8 terabytes. Now, granted, it's not the fastest. It's not Thunderbolt 4 and Thunderbolt 5. But like, take a look in here. It's this little thing that sits in your desk, and you can do all of your backups on there. You can do anything you really want, and you can even put apps on there and stuff. So I think it's going to be fast enough for most, and you get that full 8 terabytes. It's just a no-brainer for that cost. Okay, so people have been asking me, like, what's a decent Thunderbolt 4 hub, right? Thunderbolt 4, but it's a hub, but I don't have a lot of money to spend. Here's one that I would kind of recommend. It's one of the ones that are like, it's not the best, it's not the worst, it's somewhere in the middle. This is the OWC 5-port Thunderbolt hub, 60-watt charging. $119, so it's 14% off right now. But that's one of the cheapest Thunderbolt 4 hubs you can get. So if you click on here, you can see in here in the front of it. Let me just see well, I guess it's the top of it over there. It's got Thunderbolt 4 that goes into your computer with 60-watt charging. It's got the USB-A over there, up to 10 gigabits per second. On the back, it's got the DC power in, kinesting lock, and then it's got 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports at 40 gigabit per second. And you get all that for $119 from OWC. It's a pretty good deal. I've used a couple of their other ones that are, it's almost the same design. They've all worked good for me. But, obviously take it with, do your own research. But I think this is one of the cheaper ones you can pick up right now that actually work. Okay, this next one I love just because this is perfect for people that travel with a backpack and stuff, and maybe you go to the coffee shop and you don't want to plug in your MacBook, maybe it's running out of batteries or something. Just pick this up. This is a no-brainer. This is by Ugreen. This is the power bank, but it's 2,500 milliamp. You can see here, and up to 145 watt charging. That's the key here. So take a look in here. It's $69, usually $99, 30% off right now. And this is a limited time deal, so just definitely check that out. So in here you got this thing. It's not the largest, and it gives you kind of the percentage of how much it's charged. But the beauty of this is right there. It's up to 140 watts. You can charge your MacBook with this, and it works phenomenally. phenomenally. So let's say you're at the coffee shop. Most of those power bricks, you plug it in, there's not enough power it's drawing. It can't even, won't even pick up the charge on the MacBook. With this thing, you can charge any of your MacBooks on it. It'll do basically a full charge, depending on if it's an Air or a Pro or how big the battery is, but around a full charge. And it's portable. It's not that big. So that's the reason I would recommend this one, is just because it's so convenient. Or even if you're down somewhere at someone's house, or you're down, even in your family room where there's not a plug available, just take this with you. You can start, if your MacBook's running out of power, it'll charge right there while you're sitting there. So that's actually a good one. All right. We got a couple monitors now. Not the best sales, but there are some sales. So here's the first one. Apple Studio Display here. This is the standard glass. Everything's standard here. $14.39, 10% off, usually $15.99. So what is that? That's $160, right? So that's not bad, even though it's only 10% off. So I've seen them cheaper. I've seen them for $12.99 sometimes on Amazon and stuff. But $14.39, especially with the M4 Mac Minis, they've kept them kind of higher up recently because people are buying them. So I think this is one of the better sales I've seen lately. Obviously, know a lot about this monitor, so I don't have to get into it too much. Now, if you want a widescreen, this is one that is a very good option. Now, again, you have to do your own due diligence because you have to have the resolution that you want and all that stuff. So check it out, and the ports. But here's one by Samsung. I've definitely tested this one way back in the day. It's a little bit older. Samsung Viewfinity S50GC, all right? And this is going to be 100 hertz. So there we go, 5 milliseconds, HDR10. The beauty here is it's basically 35-inch or 34-inch widescreen for $229. Right now, it's 39% off. I've never seen it this low. It's usually $379. I've seen it for like $349, but never $229 for a 34-inch flat screen. And see if I can get some better pictures. See how big it is down here? And this will work with your Mac. It'll work with your Windows PC and all that kind of stuff. It is basically, I believe, it should be 4K, obviously. Let me just see. The resolution is, well, it's a pseudo. It's 4K across, but it's only 1440p high. But it does work really well with Macs, and I know that for a fact. So, but you get, on the wide screens, you usually get 1440p this way, but you get the kind of the 4K on the long side. You get the idea. I'll leave the link in here. You guys can do your own, stuff, but it's just a really good deal. All right, this next one's not on sale either, but it's just an interesting product overall. I wanted to kind of introduce it to people. This is by LG. Look at this. This is the LG monitor. It's the 43SQ700S, right? This is a 43-inch 4K monitor. You get to see the resolution right here. IPS display, $499. So it's got a 4.2 out of 5. It's got Type-C on it, USB Type-C, 2 stereo speakers. And look at this, how this thing, well, let me actually go down here. Let me just show you how this looks. It's very attractive. It's very almost bezel-less. It's got like an aluminum stand here. Now, the beauty of it is it's 43 inches on a computer monitor. It's not a TV. So if you kind of scroll down here, you can see how big it is. I mean, it's going to be massive, obviously. But you can use it as a TV as well because obviously, or stream things on it because it's going to be big enough for that. But, it's just one of those interesting products, right? I mean, you see the 32 inches, you see maybe a 34-inch widescreen, but how many times do you see an actual monitor at 43 inches for under $500? There's one right there. Okay, this next one's actually another one I've talked about a few times, but I love this product, and it hit its low price point, so that's why I'm bringing it up again. This is the KYY portable monitor, 15.6 inch. It's 1080p, now mind you, but it's small enough where it looks very clear. You can actually plug in your Mac directly into USB-C on this, and there's no power required. It'll actually power this based off the MacBook. So if you're traveling with you need a second screen or even a primary screen for a Mac Mini just for a temporary thing or something, this will work perfectly. And right over here, take a look. It's $69, 46% off now. It's usually never $129, but $69 is its low price point right now. I mean, that's an incredible deal on an external. It is matte finish and all that stuff. It's got some fingerprints on it, as you can see, because I was just holding it wrong. But it does come with a really nice case on it, and the case becomes the stand. It folds up and everything. So definitely check this out for that money. You cannot go wrong. Okay, so the last of the monitors here is going to be a very inexpensive option. The reason I recommend something like this is if you have a garage or you have, you're just looking at stocks on the corner over there, you don't have to do like graphical work on this thing, but you want an inexpensive, good monitor or a gaming monitor for a kid or something that's not the best. Here it is, right here. This is actually I don't know how you actually say this, but it's KOORUI. It's actually very highly rated, 4.4 out of 5. Almost 8,000 of these have been ordered. It's a 24-inch. Basically 1080p monitor. You can see 1080p right here, but 100 hertz. So obviously for gaming and stuff, it's not the worst, right? For 100 hertz, $79 right now. This is a low price alert as well. Limited time price, 40% off, 47% off, almost 50% off. Usually $150. And I can't say much about this. This is obviously a no-name brand, but people tend to like this. If you look at the brand, there's a lot of good ratings on it. and you get just a good, inexpensive monitor to beat around for 80 bucks, and you can't beat it, right? So if you want to, again, if it's sitting a little bit further away from you or something, you're not going to notice the difference in the resolution either, even at 1080p on a Mac. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Pick it up. Okay, this next one's actually not about Macs, but let's just say for work you need a Windows PC, or you just want to dabble and do some stuff like that with on the Windows side. This is a great option. Here's a company that makes really good micro, little teeny computers. This is B-Link right here. Take a look. It's the EQi12 mini PC. Now this actually comes, look at this, 309 bucks, and it comes with an Intel 12th core i5 12450H. So 8 cores up to, it's pretty crazy, right? 24 gigs of RAM come included in this price, 500 gigabyte M.2 drive as well. And the beauty of this thing is if I can get in here, let's see if I can find, okay, so take a look here. So on the front of it, it has a USB-A here. It's got a headphone jack. It's got USB-C, the power button. That's pretty good in itself. It's got Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2. But the back of it's where it really shines. Look at this. It's got 3 more USB-As, 2 HDMIs, 2 LAN ports there, crazy. And it's got the power adapter, all for $309. So with something like this, again, you're going to have to probably add your own OS. I don't think it comes with the OS, but it comes with everything else. And so you can get the OS on there, and it's one of the better computers out there. I mean, if you add all those parts together, you're going to be paying way more than that. So it's not really a bad deal at all. Okay, so here's a phone case company that I actually like. It's one of the least expensive phone case companies that are actually fairly good. And when I say that, I mean seriously. I've actually had these on. They're good. So here's one of them. This is called the Mira case. It's the magnetic series designed for iPhone 15, although it comes in all the different iPhones. I'm going to show you, but it's only $13.59 right now. And take a look at the case in here. You can see it in here. It's obviously a very attractive case. It's got the MagSafe kind of a magnetic strip on there, so you can actually put all your MagSafe accessories on there, and it protects the phone really well from my experience. But the beauty of it, it's $13.59. It also comes in all different colors and all the different phones on here. So it does have the iPhone 16, the iPhone 14. So depending what you have, I mean, it's an amazing deal for like under 14 bucks. It's a total case I recommend for an iPhone. Okay, so now with all the fires going on in LA and stuff like that, I think everyone's heard about that now. It's crazy, right? It's a terrible situation. What are we talking about? What do you need for your house? Well, you need kind of the power stations, the home power stations. I actually have one sitting over there, powering lights and everything. I love them. Here's some incredible deals right now. Take a look at this first one. This may seem expensive, but trust me, this is a great deal for almost the whole house. This is the Anker Solex F3800. So look at this thing. This is 3,840 watt-hour battery. And it says ultra high 6,000 watt, I guess, peak on it. So like in case things spike and stuff. But the 3,840 watt hours is incredible for this thing. It's down to $2,699. Usually it's $3,999. So it's like usually $4,000. It's down to $2,600, 33% off. 33% is crazy. 4.4 out of 5. And obviously, you know what you can do with these things. You can plug in just about everything you can, including it's got 2 8-volt on there. You can charge all of your devices. You can charge, you can use it for your fridge. You could use it if you have a connection for your furnace, to power your furnace from it. You can do that in an emergency. All your lights in your house, your TV, everything. I mean, 3,840 watt hours is crazy, almost 4,000 watt hours. So that's one of the best deals I've seen so far. Now, maybe you're not like such a power user, but you want something small just in case of an emergency for your computers and maybe even a fridge, believe it or not. Here's one by Bluetti. This is actually a really good name as well. This is the AC180 portable power station. This one's 1152 watt hours. So it's like basically about a fourth of the other one. $459. This is a really good price. They're claiming it's 54% off. It's not. I mean, these things are probably like, it would be more than this, but not, it would maybe be $600. But it's saying $999, but it's not. But you get the idea. This comes with all the plugs in the front as well that you would need, including, car charger. Also, you get USB-A, USB-C, normal plugs and stuff like that, AC, DC. So you get the idea on this thing. $459. I think that's a great deal for that as well. Now, let's just keep moving slower down. Let's say that's still too big for you, still too much money. Anker's got another deal right now. Here's the Anker 521 portable power station, upgraded with the, it's got basically the 256 watt hour 6-port powerhouse, up to 300 watts, and then peak 600 watts. It's only $159 right now, 27% off, usually $219. You can see in the front of it, it's got some plugs. It's got USB-A and USB-C. So what does that mean? 256 watt hours. So let's say you have like a LED light that takes, let's say, 10 watts. You could go 26 hours on that because 10 watts times or no, 10 watts times 26 is 260 watts. So it gives you like capabilities of putting things on there. You could charge your MacBook with this thing like 8 times or something, or 6 or 7 times, depending on, well, maybe not that much watt hours. I mean, I think MacBooks are like 60, 70 watt hours. So 3 or 4 times. You get the idea. You can, it actually shows you in here if you go in here and take a look. But $159 is a really good deal there. And that's something I totally recommend to have in the house, because I have one over there for emergencies and I love it. All right, just a couple other small little things here, then we're going to wrap this up. The next one's actually one of the highest rated CarPlay adapters if you want wireless CarPlay on your car. So maybe you have just a port for CarPlay and you'd rather have it wirelessly. This is the highest rated one we found. It's on sale right now. Usually $70, it's $49.99 right now. Wireless CarPlay adapter for Apple CarPlay right here. And look at the rating, 4.7 right here out of 4.7 out of 5, but 813 reviews. So it works really well. It's got a USB-A in the front, though. That's got to connect into your car. I believe you can use a dongle for that to go to USB-C if you have to. And then basically you just plug this into your dongle wherever you have it, if you have wired CarPlay, and then you just look for Bluetooth. You set it up with your phone. As soon as you walk into your car, then it'll go wirelessly onto the screen. Everything works on this thing. Everyone says it works on the Apple product, so you should have no problem. Okay, and if you've watched my channel a million times, you know Tozo headphones. I've talked about them a million times. I said they're the best headphones ever. They were selling them for $23. Well, that was the older version. The newer version came out, and I haven't recommended them yet because I haven't used them. I always recommend those $20 ones. Well, then the new version's now on sale by a huge sale. So I totally recommend this, especially with the ratings and stuff. This has got 43% off right now. This is the Tozo HT2. The other one I had was a different model number. It's the one before this, but you get the idea. It's 43% off, usually $60, now $33.99. Comes in a whole bunch of different colors here, like these cool reds, pinks, grays, and kind of a tan there. So overall, it's just a great product. I used the one before this. This is like I've read about it. This is just as good or a little bit better than the ones I've talked about for $25. And they're like the best headphones you can use in the world for the cost. I mean, you put them on and you're just amazed that it costs this much. So you definitely check these out. It's really a good deal there. And I'm going to wrap up with that. So again, I hope you guys like these kind of videos. It's just something that, I make so many videos that I enjoy this. So, I mean, I know that some people say, well, I don't get any value. I'm just kind of showing you what's out there because I like looking at it. And I figure I'll bring you along with me. And tell me if I'm wrong or right. Are these good deals or not? Post in the comments. Also, send me some good deals. I'll make these time to time. If the deal's still going on, I'll put them in the video. So we'll talk to everybody in the next one. Links will be in the description. And what day is today? Well, I have a couple more videos, but you always check us out on the weekends for the news. We do the Apple news, and people love that. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.